Welcome, everybody, once again, to the almost completely ruined adventures of House Martin. So I've been set up for this video for about 7 hours now. Long story short, update, broke all my sound drivers, had to fix all of those, and then I saw a comment on yesterday's episode that said, well, basically I had a much better idea for doing what I wanted to do yesterday with the dragons, except to add it in a much better way, a way that actually works. So instead of now George just getting enough points to restore magic, we bring back the dragons, and the dragons will bring the magic. I thought that was a much cooler idea. So instead of the previous option, we now have an option to, for 50 inspiration, to spawn in a Valyrian conqueror, to a Valyrian Dragon Rider Conqueror as well, I should specify, that will take back a random province in Valyria proper and then head out from there and conquer whatever the hell they can get their hands on. I thought that was a bit more dynamic than just hitting a button and returning magic, huh? So that was kind of a fun idea. But here we are. I've also come up with a new idea for what our plan of expansion should be. So I was just taking a look around here and I was like, where are we going to go from Duke? Because we basically hit our logical peak. The next level above us is directly the Emperor, or the King of the Iron Throne, of course, I should say. However, there is another kingdom level title, the 8th kingdom, if you want, that doesn't technically exist, and that is the Crown Lands. The Crown Lands is basically redundant when there is a king, obviously. That includes everything you can see here, and also includes places like Dragonstone, places like Overhaul as well. Apparently also has Rainwood. Oh, because that's part of Dragonstone. That's what Stannis gave to Davos Seaworth. There we are. And then what's this? Like Davos's grandson there. That's kind of cool. Wow, we've already been playing for that long. Holy shit. 42 years. Wow, okay. So that includes all of that. But I was looking at that, and there is actually no restriction on being able to make this title. It has to not be a titular title, which it's not. We have to not be the King of the Iron Throne, which of course we're not. We have to not be the Emperor of New Valyria, which we are definitely not. And the Targaryen conquest has to not be ongoing. As long as all of those things are true, which they are, when we get the amount of land that we need there, so 2 out of 38, what do we need? 51%. So when we get ourselves 19 titles, we can forge, in theory, the Crown Lands. I thought that'd be kind of a really fun idea to forge the sort of mysterious 8th kingdom that has never really existed. That'd be kind of fun. So we might give that a go, see if we can pull that off at some stage. But as I recall, the Crown Lands didn't exist even before the Targaryens turned up, because it was all just separate warring states. So we'll see what we can do with that. That could be kind of fun. For now, then, what do we want our top goal to be? Do we want to keep trying to work on that, on the goal of obviously expanding out within the Crown's land like we obviously did yesterday, took Rosby? Do we want to continue trying to get inspiration for various powers to stop any rivals that come up? Do we want to work our way up through the Alchemists Guild? I'm not really sure where I want to go next. Or maybe we even want to focus on bringing back magic. So for magic to return to the world after the last dragon has died, there needs to be 3 dragons simultaneously to represent Daenerys hatching her 3 dragon eggs, but of course that can't happen in this extremely cursed timeline. So that'd be 150 inspiration. To put that into perspective, that's 15 people from major houses we'd have to kill. That's quite a lot. 37.3. Although we've got 30 learning, so our learning will always recharge up to those 30 points. If we capitalize on that, realistically, it's only 6 people we would have to kill from each house. So we'd obviously let it recharge up to the 30, kill 2 people for the 50, trade it away for 1 Dragon Rider to come back, let it recharge back up to 30, kill 2 more people, and then repeat that again. You know what? That might work a lot better. Why don't we see if we can pull it off? What's our entry looking like? Crap. Oh, God. All right, we've got to build up Lord Brandon and Rosby as well, so I feel like trading some learning for some additional points in intrigue probably wouldn't go amiss. And, of course, trying to maintain his life as long as possible like we were doing George. Speaking of which, how's he doing? 97. Lord Commander George the Schemer. He's apparently also got sympathy for the Drown God. Oh, and of course he's infirm as well. An ancient man in charge of the wall who can't move, just gives orders from his eternal mechanical throne. That's quite cool. Right, so let's go ahead and start some murder plots. And we're only 2 deaths right now off of being able to bring back a Dragon Rider. That in turn will give us magical powers, in theory. So let's see who we've got. So I'm going to look at the major lords first. We've got Elmar Tully here, 47. Okay, so he's potentially up there. Who is this? Whoa. You guys seeing an issue here? The Tyrells control the Westerlands and the Reach. It's Willis's son. Oh my god, look. If Willis Tyrell were to die, the Westerlands and the Reach would be unified under one lord, that being Lord Paramount Garth Tyrell. That's Mace Tyrell's and Tyrion's grandson. What happened to Tyrion then? Died of too much drinking. Well, that seems appropriate. And then his child, Tywin II, as if he'd name his son Tywin, was murdered on the orders of Marjorie Tyrell. Hang on, there's some epic Tyrell conspiracy going on here that we've completely ignored all this time. I think we need to put House Tyrell in their place. And, oh my god, look at that. His sister, Willis, the guy whose son is about to inherit everything, his sister is also married to the king. The Tyrells have taken the Iron Throne at this stage. They've got the two most powerful kingdoms in the Iron Throne, and that their cousins are about to also rule the Iron Throne. I assume that's the... Yeah, descendant. Look at that. Mace's grandson is about to take the throne as well. This is fucking ridiculous. Okay, we've got to put a stop to this. So let's start dismantling this great Tyrell conspiracy. See of who their house we can destroy first. 48% against Willis. We could start picking off the other distant relatives and see if we can thin the herd a little bit. 40% against all the kids of House Tyrell. Bear in mind, we are not the schemer that our father was by far. What about Garland? 61%. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Marjorie Tyrell, 16.9. Dowager Queen. Wait, so she was married to... Right. Oh my god, she was married to Joffrey as well. So this guy is already a grandson of Mace. I didn't even notice that. Oh no, that's cursed. So he married his cousin, who's also Mace's granddaughter. It's Tyrell's all the way down. This is fucking genius. They've completely outplayed us. All right, we definitely need to do something about this then. Let me see if I can dig up a good member of House Tyrell to murder, assassinate, whatever we plan on doing here. Try and cut this off before it goes too far. 136%. There we go. Any of them are fine. If we can cut them off at any level, that works fine for me. Oh, God. Princess Rhaella Targaryen is coming out pretty bad. Oh, well, it was coming yesterday as well. That was a pretty big brain comment saying, take a look at Viserys and see if he had any kids. And he absolutely did. We've got Aemon and Aenar Targaryen. We can marry off these guys to the other Targaryens that we've bred out here. That could work. And we could keep House Targaryen alive. What would be better, actually, would be to marry him off. Can we get him to our court? He will come to our court. Oh, shit. Right, get him to our court, then. Princess Rhaella Targaryen, 64 gold. Is that because we're a duke now? That's really expensive. We'll give her nothing. So we've obviously become a duke as well, which means we can do our normal ducal stuff, build things up. Oh, more importantly, we can go on a tour. Hey, that could be kind of fun. Do we want to go to the free city, see if we can gain some skills from that? Try and round our character out a little bit, because compared to George, this guy he's got a lot more martial, but his intrigue is really going to suffer, which means obviously our plots, by extent, are really, really going to suffer. Oh, shit. We're also now the Grand Master of the Alchemists Guild. What the fuck? All right. Leadership and guidance I will provide as we head off into the world. So this is one cool thing you can do with the foreign tour, and it's probably the thing I actually want to do the most out of all of this. That is to either become a linguist, a cartographer, or a traveler. What do we want to go for here? I mean, traveler's not bad. Opinion penalty for different cultures is fairly relevant, although they all count as Andor, don't they? Religions might help if we ever plan on doing any assassinations up in Winterfell. But we've already basically annihilated the Starks. We've got diplomacy, or we've got diplomacy +2. Yeah, we've got to do that. Let's learn some foreign language there. And here is Aenar Targaryen, our cousin. A man I plan on marrying off matrilineally. No, regularly to someone in our court. She'll do. What's her fucking name? Closmeba Hicks, Sworn Shield. She'll do. She's got some obviously quite nice traits there. Get her betrothed off to him. That keeps House Targaryen alive down the male line. More importantly, we've got this Targaryen bloodline that we could potentially do something with there. Actually, we could have married him off matrilineally, and then we could have got the bloodline. Oh, well, that's all right. It's more breeding stock. More important, there's only a couple of them, so we want to keep the line going as much as possible here. Let's at least get, I don't know, a dozen Targaryens before we start worrying about marrying them back into our dynasty and undoing all this hard work we've done. Right, so let's get a betrothal here. Obviously want a matrilineal betrothal between her and probably someone who would give a lot of kids. Someone strong would be the most ideal candidate here. What the fuck am I looking at? I'm looking at completely the wrong section. All right, I'll go and dig up. Oh, Daemon's already there. Actually, to be fair, that's also next year she can get married. Marry Sir Daemon of Rosby. He'll do. Whatever. Someone strong, obviously, for the bonus fertility there as well. Don't forget she's also our kid. So she's currently... We're looking at Targaryens inheriting the Duchy of Rosby. So we've got to have another child very, very soon. Otherwise, we're looking at a game over, strangely enough. Oh, fuck. The Duchy of Rosby doesn't now have elected. We made the County of Rosby elective, sure, but the Duchy has a different thing. Oh, shit. And we've got to rule for 10 years to flip that over, haven't we? Yep, we've got to rule for 10 years to make sure our vassals like us. If we die on this foreign tour, it is game over. I've made a really, really horrible mistake here. That's all right. I'm sure we'll manage. Right, how are we doing the plot to kill off the Targaryen girl then? Get out of here. Let's see if we can bribe... Sorry, Targaryen Tyrell girl. Nobody wants to join the plot. It's down to entirely us and our spy master. Speaking of which, let's move him over to Highgarden, because I imagine we're going to be there for quite some time, seeing what damage we can do. We've married off our... Oh, shit. What has he done? Anathema upon your cousin Aenar Targaryen for his supposed sins. Okay. What, 'cause he's a lunatic? Grandchild of incest. Well, that's not very fair, is it? God knows what he's done there, then. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He's only here for bringing stock anyway. Let's be realistic. Now we get to tour all of the various sites in the East. I'm going to skip over this in its entirety, because it will basically be... Oh, God. Dear rival. Yeah, that's a great way to address... Oh, our liege went to war. War against the tyranny of King Raymond the Cannibal. It's our liege leading the war with Renly, who I assume is Renly Baratheon's son, Renly Baratheon. Against the rest of the... Against the Great Tyrell throne. They've got the High Septum at their back. They've got Orson of the Vale and Jazara of Dawn. We're going to decline that, if you don't mind, and we're going to support the throne instead, because I don't want to be clapped, thank you. And we're about to leave Lys to the next province, onwards to Tyrosh. We're obviously not going to do anything. I don't think they really need our help here. We've arrived at Tyrosh. Now we're head off. And this is another cool thing that we get the option of doing it here. We could get a Tyroshi set of armor or a Tyroshi sword. It's a very cheap and easy way to get weapons, armor in the early game. What do I go for here? I'm sure a set of strong armor to protect me or a Tyroshi-made sword. Let's go for the sword. Actually, which gives a better personal combat might be the better question. Our current goal is to obtain Valyrian steel. I was going to say it'd be better to go for the armor, but that's not entirely true, because there is a chance you get Valyrian steel armor as well. Let's go for the Tyroshi sword then. Why the fuck not? Anyway, it's a cheaper option as well. We don't want to blow all of our money on this. Personal combat skill plus 10. That's actually pretty decent. Onwards to Pentos, while the civil war just absolutely annihilates our... As long as she's deposed, that might be fantastic. Hey, you never know. You might also revoke the title and dish it out to someone who isn't such a big... Oh, shit. Your cousin Aenar has fallen foul to the faith, it seems, as he has been called by the High Septon to King's Landing to face judgment for his alleged sins. Begs me for his help in protection from the faith, pleading that I harbour him here in my castle. Spelled harbour right there, so I'll give him some credit back. So, if we do that, I imagine we'll probably just get excommunicated, won't we? We lose 80 piety. Aenar loses 100 piety. The High Septon gets minus 20 opinion. I'm gonna harbor him. We're gonna try and save him here. His bloodline is way too valuable. Ah, there we are. So we impress the nobles in Pentos, and now we gain a diplomacy from it. That's been pretty good. Look, even if we only get a linguist, and even if we only get the one diplomacy, that's 3 diplomacy overall and a sword for this tour. That's not too bad, given that we invested like 150 gold into it. Nice. That's great news. Your rival, Eleanor Musgood, has been imprisoned by King's Landing, and she, hopefully, will be executed for rebelling. When that's, Jane, who? My lover, Jane Oakar, died of the dreaded plague. Oh, shit. Is that contagious? When she's imprisoned, hopefully she'll be executed. And then that's one less thing to worry about potentially killing us dead. Because I imagine we're going to make a lot of rivals. Norvos, how marvelous. Well, in Norvos, I met a lovely young woman called Besseria, a courtier of Lady Maloney. Both got along very well over a night drinking. There's clear mutual attraction. I mean, we're not married, so why the fuck not? She's going to join us in Rosby. Okay, fine. Shit. 10% chance of dying here. Whoa, that was lucky. As your men slowly manage to get the ship back into control, you hear a loud crack from above, and we have gained wounded. That was... We had 10% chance of getting a game over right there. Fuck the small folk, can't afford it. The savages show no regard for gods. Excellent. Started missing home. So the Cohol was the final destination there. Thus was born to Benton and Shansha Martin, named Joanna. Not really interested in you. As long as my dynasty is staying alive, that's the only thing that matters. 13 living members. Sorry, 12 living members out of a total 13. Who died then? Oh, it was just her, Raella Martin, our niece. Because obviously George himself is still alive. Oh my god, he's incapable. He's completely incapable, but he's not dead, so I guess they can't hold a new election yet. That's insane. We are home, more importantly. This is still going. Oh, Stormlander Independence now. Right, so the War of Deposition has been flipped over, and he wants to make us. King Raymond the Cannibal wants to make us an advisor on the Iron Throne. That is going to give us a lot of power to potentially slay some people. Speaking of which, look at this shit. Advisor to the Iron Throne comes with a few benefits, and that is apparently being able to sway many people. If the Advisor to the Iron Thrones asks you to join the murder plot, are you really going to say no? Let's bribe the people worth bribing. I'm not going to go too overboard on this. We're at 236% already, although we paid off a little bit there already. Commander? We have got 17. I suppose... I don't want to die for this Iron Throne, though. And there's Dela of Rosby. She's already pregnant. We've single-handedly saved House Targaryen through massive amounts of incest. Although, to be fair, they did that first. Rhaenyra Targaryen, there she is. Sure, that's fine by me. Roy has let me know that Osmond Tyrell will be killed by wine. Was he not a tiny babby child? Oh, we're poisoning the 7-year-old child's wine. That is House Tyrell through and through, though, huh? Fine proposition. I'll see it done. My rival. Absolutely not. An absurd proposition. Get fucked. All right, let's go ahead and set everything back up to the way we want it to be. A few bodyguards surely couldn't hurt there. Okay, cool. We've got 61 gold. Oh, God, who are you? Elwood Baratheon. Brother of the King wants our support. He's a really cool character. Look at that. Sure, why the hell not? We need to start investing into our province. You know, we've got a vassal now, so that gives us a bit more cash to play around with, but still only 2.51 gold. We need the money. There was a comment in yesterday's episode that said that you'd probably end up spending more in the Alchemists Guild than what you earn. That's true, but I'm hoping with the ticking, basically, obviously, to hire an alchemist, to build the wildfire, donate into the guild, etc., etc., that is very expensive. Oh, because we're honest, we can't make the valuables. I was going to say, we'll just let it tick up. Because of our learning, we get a very high monthly gain. But, unfortunately, we can't do it because we're honest. How do we lose honest? I think probably the intrigue focus. Boom. And we got away with it. The wine did not agree with this 7-year-old boy, and he died horribly. You know what? There's probably some excuse there medically. Okay, good work, team. There's one more down. My goal then is to wipe out House Tyrell. We've stabilized the north by wiping out the Starks so they don't get too complacent. How many are left? 28. You know what? We didn't do a very good job with that, but the Tyrells are way too enrooted here. What do we do then? I don't like the fact that Highgarden is going to... I like the fact that Highgarden, so it's Garth and then Simon. And that is Simon Edgar. Shit, yeah. Unfortunately, it is all the same succession. I was hoping one would be maybe seniority, elective, something like that. But no, unfortunately, if we kill Willis, it will go to him. If we kill him, we might be able to split them up. But when Willis dies, his heir is always going to be the same heir as this province here. Shit, what do we do about that? The second we unify them, it stops any potential claims being pressed. We've got to pick him out from the bottom. We can't strike at the top. What did I just say? Let's see if we can take out Garth of the Westerland's kid. Let's see if we can throw it into some sort of interregnum here. Maybe give it to some siblings, some brothers, cause some infighting there. We've got a lot of people that want to join us, but again, it's really money we can't afford right now. Should have really gone for... Oh, you know, we can embezzle now, can't we? I was going to say maybe we can embezzle because we're now Spy Master. Oh, sorry, we're not Spy Master. We are on the council. But I guess we're advisor, not a real... Maybe you have to be like a real council. So, Master of Coins, Master of Whispers, whatever. Okay, that's frustrating. We've also got to be very careful killing the Tyrells, given that everybody in the royal family is also related to the Tyrells. But we will we'll do what we can here to try and unify and also stabilize things a little bit. Now, the intrigue focus is actually a really good way to make money, assuming they haven't patched it in the Game of Thrones mod. It is something you can do in the base game, and that's by inviting characters to your court who have money. For example, Godric Vaith. Bring him to our court, then we spy on him, and then with that, we can... Oh my god, I forgot we could get some claims for our kids here. We could try and land House Targaryen. Ah, I remember all those mechanics I added myself. Hayford, for example, independent from the throne right now. We're not allied to these guys, are we? No, these are the ones we're not allied to. So we go to Hayford. We go Author's Claim. We lose 40 of our points, and we give a claim to one of our children randomly. Then we could declare war on them, because they're an independent realm right now. Shit, that actually might work. And both of our kids are House Targaryen. We'd land House Targaryen. Now, the downside to that is, of course, we would lose control over their marriages. But that could be a way. Eventually, when we get more Targaryens kicking around here, I think that'd be a really good idea to try and get them. You know, we get a load of claims over in the Vale. Save up for inspiration, get a load of claims over there, and just see what we can unlock. I guess we should probably just spy on... Oh, that was the point I was going to make. Right. Okay. So we invite someone to our court, and then we spy on them. Now, what we can do is eventually uncover a... We can spread false rumors or find some reason to chuck this guy in prison. We chuck him in prison, we exile him for the 241 gold because we are his liege. And if you exile someone who you are the liege of, so prisoners don't work. But in this situation, it would. We get to take all of his cash. So let's see what we can do here. I'm also hoping this will help... who is this? My niece's concerned she's unmarried. Absolutely, I'll find her someone nice. All right, matrilineal to... Let's see who we've got here. Godric Vase, probably not appropriate. Especially seeing as we're about to exile him. He'll do. Whatever. There you are. Perfect. Hopefully this will also remove honest because we're making up rumors about this guy. It's the only way I can think of off the top of my head of being able to do that. That way staying part of this place isn't going to be a complete waste of time. But if we can't get rid of honest, what we can do as well, what we can do as well is flip over to the Citadel instead. Try and write the Magnum Opus, but more importantly, we've got a real head start here via all of George's chain links. We're going to turn up with everything we need to already pick a specialization, let alone do everything else there is, you know, maybe even write a Magnum Opus when you get 3 of the damn things. Unfortunately, right now, we've really just got to sit here and bide our time, because until the Widow trait disappears, we can't get remarried, and of course, we can't change our succession law for years anyway. So it's either whichever comes first, get married and have an heir legitimately of our dynasty, or wait long enough to be able to flip the law over. We've just got to wait until one of those becomes true. So it is unfortunately just a case of sitting around. Eventually we'll be able to make something up. So we're going to say, I'm sure he's up to something, just keep trying until we can uncover something. We can become enemies with Lord Edgar Tyrell. Sure, become bitter rivals. We might be able to... There we go. My Snoop's ever heard Godric basically told shocking lies about his rightful liege. How should I use this information? Give me a reason to arrest him. Then we stick our Marshal to suppress revolts in the capital. 22% bonus to arrest chance. And then we have him. 68%. Hang on. We got a little bit of time tick. I can make this work. I want 2 lovers anyway, just in the hopes that we might get one of them as a lover. Okay. Actually, 89%. There we are. Boom. And then exile. 241 gold will be sieged. Look at that. Gold aplenty. That's the most gold we've ever seen. I'm thinking we build a castle town or anything that... Oh, we could build a brewery because we met the master brewer, didn't we? Honestly, whatever gives us the most gold. Wine sink gives us +3 gold. I think it's probably going to be that. Yeah, let's go for that. Wine sink it is. Boom. And I'll also search by high stewardship in the hopes that we pull up some treasurers who happen to have a bit of cash that's fallen into their pocket. Aaron, I think it's probably worth inviting to our court to spy on. 61 gold if we pull it off and exile him. 21. So I'm going to basically just go through this list until we find someone with... Oh, 97 there. Look at that. There we go. With any good amount of gold. Basically, like 50 plus gold is probably worth inviting to our court so that we can get rid of. But nice, but will also take quite a long time. So I already get this min-maxi, but there's a couple of characters of 252 gold. And I feel like it's kind of necessary at this stage when... we have absolutely no money and very little ways to make money as well. For a dual-level character to be making 2 gold a month, it is very, very shallow money-making. But when we get the ball rolling, we can really earn back a good amount of gold. Because we're very quickly going to outpace the AI. They're not going to be doing this. Let's be reasonable. And all that matters is how much money we've got relative to other people at the end of the day. All right, is that... I might call it there. I've probably invited about 500 gold's worth of people to our court. 2 of them had over 200 gold. Some of them had like 85, 50. So I'll go through a couple more. Oh, 92 there. You know what? We'll invite you and we'll call it there. Right. Let's see what my new friends have for us. I'm going to mark the guys that we're inviting here as special interest. 223. Look at that. That's what we're after right there. Can I not spy on this guy? I don't know why not. Maybe it's because we... I banished the other guy, didn't I? God knows. We'll give it a minute. Maybe there's a cooldown on that. This guy turned up to our court and he's got like a fancy... What is that frame? What is that frame he's got? Despite the fact that he's unlanded. How weird. Okay. What is it? Court now. So you got 58 gold there. Poetry sure is interesting. We're getting 1 learning for free. Nice. He's got 97. So that was the guy. Was that the guy we invited last? Look at this. 252. That's a big one. I don't know why we can't... spy on them. Proof that Godric Vaith has been... Oh, we're still spying on the other guy. Oh. Keep the information against myself. So I've got to find Godric Vaith and stop spying on him, despite the fact that I exiled him. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Godric... Oh, God, here we go. Oh, brilliant. No, I need to reset all. Godric Vaith, there he is. So stop spying on. Boom. I need to remember to always manually do that as well, otherwise I'm going to forget to... cancel these people. Command of my Legion's army should be reserved for those of high status. The likes of Lord Harmon Brune enjoys this privilege because he is a... I don't care about that too much. Right, okay. 252. You are first on my list because 252 is more gold than I think we've ever seen in our lives. You never know. They might just randomly die in our court and we'll get some money as well there, so that will work out. Sure, he's up to something. All we got to do, denounce, imprison, banish. Easy. Feast and King's Landing. Oh, God, this is great. Knowledge is power. We know. That's all we need. That's all we need. Oh, we lost honest too. Fuck, yeah. Okay, there we go. Right, get him in prison. Banish him. 252 gold is gone. And then stop spying on him. More importantly, we can now make fate valuables as well. Counterfeit silver currency. So this one gives you just flat gold. The downside to it, though, is it does give a tax modifier to represent the fact that you, again, flooded the economy with counterfeit coins. So I think if we make fool's gold and then sell it, that gives us like 50 gold or something like that. Yeah, 50 gold flat. 416. This is actually working really well. Did I remember to stop spying on that last guy? God, I hope I did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Who was that? I need to also remember to take them off of special interest when I've got him. What about that other guy? So I want to get the guys with the highest amount of gold first, just in case they leave our court. We became friends with Lord Boris of the Chittering Brook. Right, okay. Let's go ahead and do something that I didn't think we'd be doing for a while and try and oversee construction here. Get some of these buildings done a little bit sooner. Oh, Lionel died. Look, 509 gold. That actually works out really well. Maybe I should sort by age instead of invite all the old fuckers to our courts. They can die and leave us that gold. Right, okay then. Now for the brewery. Seeing as that was the next highest gold sink. Look at that. We got a wine sink as well, no pun intended. 3 gold right there. And he's finally unwitted. Oh, everything's coming up Brandon and Rosby. Okay. Lady of Wendwater. Hello. Where's Wendwater? Oh, is that part of... Wait, is Wendwater... Oh, it's part of the Stormlands. I was going to say, if that's part of the Kingslands, that would be fantastic. Let's see if we can get a noble marriage. Lady of Harpshire. That's part of the Kingslands? That's part of the Reach. Bollocks. I am looking to go for a marriage for some land. It's rare that I do that. We can marry into the Tyrells. become part of this crazy conspiracy. What do we want to go for then? I mean, she's a duchess. We're getting a whole duchy out of that one. How could I not? We're basically doubling our rank there. It's not even matrilineal. Fuck it, let's do it then. Now, she is 10, which means we've got to wait. Disinherited. But she's got land. Oh, well. We have to wait 4 years before, obviously, we can marry her. But, I mean, that should be plenty of time. And it still gives us plenty of time to have a kid with her. And for us to die in a timely age. You know, we're not going to end up playing as, like, a 4-year-old kid or anything like that, which is normally the risk with marrying late in a character's life. Go ahead and get some ingredients. We might always be able to flog those. You never know. Right, cool. Okay. We're still swaying on... Oh, God. I hope we don't... I hope we don't die here. Did we not uncover that plot? Not you. I thought we uncovered a plot. Wait, whoa. Was it against you? No, who was I spying on? Did we finish spying on him? Oh, yes, we did. Am I losing my mind here? All right, let's spy on you next then. All right, so only the flu. Nothing to worry about, especially when there's an epidemic kicking around here. The pox. As long as you know what you're doing. I trust him. There we go. +2 health. Brewery's built as well. This is really going to get the ball rolling in terms of monthly wealth. I know it hasn't updated yet, but we should be good. Let's go for a castle town. Lost flu, but unfortunately someone is trying to assassinate us here. Do we know who it is? Caitlin. Caitlin Halton. What the hell have I done to you, you weirdo? Should we go for a defensive, In short, you have the letter for Caitlin composed in silent. Short, I despise you. You're a crooked hunchback, and your filthy fanatic ways repulse me. That would teach that foul fanatic. Maybe we should go for a defensive plot here. She doesn't stand a chance of killing us, but it's kind of annoying to have that kicking around. No, we don't want auto-stop plots. Absolutely, that's the last thing we want enabled. I think it's going to be very difficult for the AI to actually murder us, but more importantly, it will allow us to imprison people and banish them for their mountains of gold. No, he's definitely up to something. You can tell. He's got a look in his eye. Oh, we can build hospitals. I don't know why. I got into my head that we couldn't build hospitals in Game of Thrones. Well, it's a bit fucking late now, because apparently we've got the pox. Thanks to God we lost the flu when we did. We do, however, have stress, so we've got to bear that in mind as well. He's definitely up to something. We can make up shit, don't forget. That's the main thing here. We can always accuse him of... Oh, mild illness? That's really good. There we are. Boom. This is I never give intrigue enough props for how powerful it is when applied correctly, especially as a minor lord. 159 gold once again. Stop spying on and remove a special interest. All right, what do we want to invest in this time? Hospital probably wouldn't hurt, but I feel like it's a little bit late now. Any tax? We got bakery level 1. It's not ideal. Tax income, private farms is pretty crap, isn't it? Oh, we can get famous brewery. Another +3 tax income, 10% morale of armies, and prestige for lead 1.5. That's actually really good. I'm not funding people to the wall. Okay, that's the highest rank of that too. You know what? We're going to save up and we're going to go for our famous brewery there. Who's got the next highest amount of gold? That would be my good friend Gareth of the Starship. Spine Gareth. 8 living members. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess the rest are all Viserys' descendants then? Where is that? So this guy's had a kid and Einar's had a kid. Wow. We've done a pretty decent job there, I think. Can we arrange a marriage with her? Matrilineal if she's up for it. That's fine by me. I don't really care. Her to Harold. She's not... Harold is sick. Her to Malden. She's down for it. Boom. All right. I want to make sure they're all married off as soon as possible to ensure that the dynasty is going to continue as much as possible. They potentially have another kid in them, yeah? What about Einar? 23. His wife's 26. Yeah, they're good as well. These kids are obviously way too young, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, male Targaryen. That's important. Maker. Well, it's nice to know old man George is still doing the important work up there in the wall. He's 103. How much extra health did he get from the assassinations we did? Because I don't think we really pulled off that many, did we? Apparently only Eddard Stark. Of course, the ones we got away with, no one's going to know. Is that public knowledge then? Yeah, and then a fray. Man, I've got to take a look and see how this dude's still alive. 103, incapable. I couldn't think of anything more appropriate for George R. R. Martin to be stuck at the Night's Watch permanently forever. Anyway, let's leave that there for today. We've cracked open the system. We've got a good wife lined up. We've got plenty of gold. We've got buildings being constructed, infrastructure at long last in Rosby. This is a redemption arc right here. It took a little bit of focus, a little bit more min-maxing than I am normally comfortable doing, because this already needs enough game in my opinion, but we are... I think we're good. Thank you to the insane top tier level patrons for making the series possible in the first place. If you guys want to shoot me any names for houses, of course we are getting close to the stage where that is going to become relevant. Last couple of series we've not been able to do it because both series have been cut short, unfortunately, by updates and other various issues that have been technical sided, but this seems to be pretty stable this time. And I have enough experience with Game of Thrones to be able to diagnose stuff when it goes wrong. So let me know of houses if you'd like to see those added, because we are getting to the stage where we could potentially think about expansion for restoring that lost 8th Kingdom of the Crownlands. Thank you to Chris, Paul, Chesty, Justin Wallace, Rodin, Skaz, Orcswolf, Amethyst, Corona, Shay, Northern Bear, Odie, and everyone else on my insane tier list of insane tier patrons. Thank you all for going above and beyond and making sure the channel stays going in 2020, especially during these times on YouTube, which are a little bit unstable, let's put it that way. Thank you as well goes out to Chronic Blob, Calron24, Volta, Gabriel Van Ders, Jessica Smith, Evan Dragon 323, Haji Dumar, Matty O, Warcats, Kevin Saunders, Kane GB, Mason, Justin Plock, Harry Soff, Noobmeister, and Alex Bogard, along with everyone else at Patreon as well. Thank you guys for your support, keeping the channel alive. Let's see what we can do. I think we finally turned a corner here for the Martin dynasty.